as a teacher, you can only open the door a bit for someone to see what could happen beyond ideas.
What we started to see 20 years ago was she was actually inviting us to visit the future. And as engineers, we started to question ourselves because we always rely on the past.
هي بنيويا غيرت العمارة، وهذا لا يحدث إلا بالقرون يعني.
عندها موقع مختلف، عندها موقع مميز بحكم اللغة الهندسية اللي ابتكرتها للقرن الجاي.
Parce que Hadid souhaitait des bâtiments qui soient quasiment en apesanteur.
She is always very, careful to have people feel comfortable.
في كل مدينة تركت أثراً، من الشرق إلى الغرب روت قصصاً أقرب إلى الخيال. تجلت في تحف معمارية على مساحة المعمورة. جسدت نقلة جديدة في مفهوم وشكل وهدف العمارة. وكان آخرها استاد الوكرة في قطر، الذي سيشهد نهائيات كأس سمو الأمير 2019. فمن هي سها حديد؟
احنا ما نقدر ناخذ زهاء في معزل عن ابوها العظيم اللي هو محمد حديد، ابو الصناعه العراقيه، واللي يعود الى الفضل في رفع ميزانيه العراق من 4 ملايين الى 80 مليون.
انسان من بيئه محافظه، بس هو تحرر وحرر اولاده وعائلته معه. يعني هنا تجي مهمة والدها انه جزء من شخصيته انه يعطي الحريه لبنته.
محمد حديد عنده جميع مصانع الصابون، فقرر ان يسمي هذا الصابون باسم بنته زهاء فسماه زاهي. فلذلك العراقيين الى حد هاللحظه لما يريد يشتري من السوق سائل الصابون يسميه زاهي، واللي تسميته جايه من اسم زهاء حديد. في الواقع بعد أن أكملت الثانوية في ثانوية العقيدة اللي كانت تسمى في حينها الراهبات، حاولت تقدم إلى المعماري في العراق، ما حصلت قبول، فانقبلت في قسم الرياضيات في الجامعة الأمريكية.
يعني كانوا قلائل النسات اللي يروحوا يدرسوا برا. يعني أول واحدة راحت درست خارج العراق كانت راحت لندن سنة 49. فزهاء جيل الورع.
إلى أن دخلت العالم الحقيقي، عالم العمل، أي واحد يجي بالجديد يريد يدخل ويصارع هاي المكاتب الكبيرة ذو الخبرات العالية تكون كل صعبة إلها. دخلت مسابقات هي أبداً مو مستوى واحد متخرج بالجديد، والغريب أنه فازت فوز كبير على هذول الكبار اللي موجودين. بنفس الوقت إمكانية التنفيذ كانت صعبة، فحتى سميت في بعض الأحيان بمعمارية الورق، يعني paper architect، يعني بس ترسم ما تنفذ.
And what she'd been drawing for the previous 20 years and imagining, most people were baffled by it because she used to use words like floating and levitation. Engineers are frightened of those things.
لكن شاء الصدف أن يصير فد بريك ثرو، فد إنجاز كبير في التكنولوجيا، وهي تكنولوجيا النانو، وهي أن المواد المتناهية في الصغر ممكن أن تغير صفاتها وتطوعها للشيء اللي أنت تريده من شكل.
So our technologies had to improve quite a lot. We pushed the software quite a lot in order to make those buildings work. And then the technologies and the construction was pushed. quite a lot. So although before that point everybody thought she was just crazy and the work was something between fantasy and feasibility.
فقدرت تتحقق كثير من المباني اللي كانت مجرد ورق إلى مباني حقيقية، وقفزة قفزة كبيرة على أبناء عصرها.
Any architect that really believed or was really pushing modernism at a point when architects were pushing a lot of historical referencing, what we call postmodernism.
Zaha Hadid's architecture is often recognized through curvy lines and these kind of wavy, almost organic, almost feeling natural lines that emerge in a space.
So irrespective of what the nature of the building was, she was making us rethink about tall buildings or even rethink about the way we do horizontal buildings. And when she first drew some of them, like the one in Azerbaijan, most people thought it was unbuildable. We pushed the software quite a lot in order to make those buildings work. Back in 2012, when we finished that building, it was perceived to be impossible, and people saw it for real, and it changed the industry completely.
تلام على زها أنه هي شكلها غربية، أبداً. شنو الغربي بيها؟ هي هاي الحروف العربية، هذا التموج البيولوجي للحروف العربية. هي نمت على الحرف العربي وعلى التكوين العربي وعلى الفلو مثل ما يسموه بالإنجليزي، على الفضاءات العربية، ومنها إجانا لربما مباني كثيرة أهمها مال حيدر علي.
She was brave enough to really believe in modernism and pushed it. And it was like that for the 20 years. She always wanted to push the boundaries.
I worked quite closely with Zaha for the 13 years at the office, and it's really fascinating because with time I still keep learning things from that time. She gave the designers a lot of space and a lot of freedom to explore, and she realized that that was the most creative environment that she could create for all of us.
She had a presence, and she knew how to also make her presence known into any space that she would walk into.
It was really important to her to show and to be able to offer this space as an environment, as a really immersive experience, because I think that there's a perception of some of the work which is that it's a sculpture, that it's this kind of object, but actually at the end of the day she saw it as a fully spatial experience.
Being modern and being contemporary and looking at all of those factors and values, I would say is the constant theme that Zaha instilled and then wanted. And of course she would also talk about innovation, wanting to do something different. And I think that was a point of constant debate.
They seem like signatures are the architects, but at the same time they have multiple layers of importance and meaning, so to speak. On the one hand, like metaphorically speaking about the airflow around the aircraft, but at the same time, like these shapes have mathematical representation and interest. They're called minimal surfaces.
She had such a strong sense of who people were and what their innate talents were and how to really orchestrate that within the team.
Zaha actually nurtured like very many young people who have the ambition, and she has cultivated a culture of protecting them and nurturing the talent.
Working with Zaha was not easy. There was always a difficult dialogue about what's appropriate. Most of the work, and the reason we attract and retain talent was because it was a studio. She was not coming up with the idea for every project. She was not involved in the detail, but she was involved in the dialogue and the critique of projects. The idea of the wave, of the fluidity and organic feeling that it is to swim. People have, since it's been opened, responded to that. They just immediately, like I was saying, they immediately get that kind of why the free-form organic roof is such.
مشاريع زها حديد مستقبلية أنثوية في انسيابها تؤمن بيئة حياة عضوية تناسب العصر وتستشرف حاجات المستقبل. لذا أخذت حيزها الأكبر في عالم العمارة، واستعصت على فهم من لم يتخيل يوماً أن تتحول العمارة إلى أبجدية العصور القادمة.
One of the major inspirations of Hadid for this building was the Roman Baroque style and culture. And in fact, it's quite clear. I mean, there's barely a straight wall in the whole museum. And it's all, you know, curves, and one gallery enters the other, and it's there's no clear division between one gallery and the other.
Her work is usually breaks the border of whether you're an architect or engineer. It doesn't really matter. There's no border between the two. Whether it's a building or landscape, it doesn't matter. There's no border. People call it fluidity, but actually it was another sense of imagination that she was inviting us all to visit.
En 2002, les élus voient donc ce bâtiment sur esquisse et se disent « Waouh, on n'a jamais vu quelque chose comme ça ». Ils se disent « On prend ce pari-là avec cette femme-là et on lui donne carte blanche pour revitaliser ce quartier ». Donc l'idée a été de donner un nouveau souffle à ce quartier en implantant un bâtiment de service public culturel avec une architecture emblématique qui permettent de redonner à la fois aux habitants des services et de l'attractivité au quartier.
كسرت حاجز كبير، والغير لازم يفهم منها انه واحد اذا عنده ابداع، اذا هو فوق الاخرين بالشغل بدهم يحترموه واحترموها.
She had a very strong intuition and a sense for how she felt within a space, and I think that's what she wanted to also then create and offer to the world.
Hadid architects and the Serpentine collaborated together in order to open this renovated an extension of the Serpentine Gallery, which is where we are sitting in right now, the Serpentine Sackler Gallery. Hadid imagined drawings not as a way for actual or factual representation of a building. She believed that her drawings and her sketches should describe complex architectural ideas.
حتى التصميم تبعها عنده كمان هالقوة أنه يوضع أي معلم بينبنى بمدينة على الخارطة العالمية للتصميم الهندسي المعاصر. المبنى بيجاوب على الشروط المدنية بس عنده استقلالية تامة من الناحية الهندسية.
I came into the scene from the outside with a new perspective on the way we should do architecture. You know, it was lucky I won a competition, but it was because I worked extremely hard.
المشهد الهندسي العمراني الذي تشكل في قطر خلال السنوات العشر الأخيرة أعطى عاصمتها الدوحة شخصية ثقافية ازدادت حضوراً مع الاقتراب التدريجي من عام 2022.
The Qataris wanted this particular stadium to relate to the seafaring tradition of Qatar and Al-Wakra, which is that they used to fish for oysters. It would be so sentimental and it would be so meaningless, so you need to abstract it, and you need to abstract it in a way that then gives it a contemporary language, but at the same time it has a resonance and a kind of emotive resonance.
تم التصميم من قبل المصممة العالمية زاها حديد، واللي نشوفه مستوحى من التراث المحلي. حتى التصميم من الداخل، المقاعد من الداخل تستوحي أمواج البحر والألوان اللي تشوفها على شاطئ البحر. سعة الملعب 40,000 مقعد، واللي بيتم تقليصها إلى 20,000 فيما بعد كأس العالم.
The interior of stadiums is pretty much determined by FIFA, by Green Guide, by TV companies. So there's a very set interior layout, the seating bowl, where the cameras are. So really you're only left with the exterior space and how you wrap that kind of very prescriptive seating bowl and accommodation. It's like many strands coming together, and the job of the architecture is to pull all of the technical, the aspirationals, all into a kind of seamless embodiment, and at the end to have that fully resolved and to look singular. And it does many functional requirements that are required.
اليوم احنا نشوف مشروع مكتمل، الأضلاع خلفنا في مسطحات خضراء بما تزيد عن 100,000 متر مربع، في مسارات للجري والدراجات الهوائية بما يزيد طولها عن 4 كيلو متر. واليوم احنا بنستفيد من استضافة كأس صاحب السمو الشيخ تميم بن حمد، واللي بيجهزنا لكأس العالم 2022.
We have something that's quite unique to this locality, to this culture. Of course, this is a fully functional football stadium that will be memorable, hopefully, in the World Cup. But long after, we hope that it really becomes very clearly associated with Al-Waqra and Qatar.
في مسيرتها القصيرة نسبياً، لم تمر زها حديد مروراً عابراً. غيرت مفاهيم، رسمت مسارات جديدة لمستقبل العمارة. تركت ما يقارب 900 مشروع في 40 مدينة. والأهم أن المدرسة المعمارية التي ابتكرتها مستمرة مع أجيال جديدة.
It's difficult for me to separate because it's not just someone that I look up to, but it's someone that, like I was saying before, I continue to learn from every day.
But she was no saint, obviously. She had a temper. She could come in a very bad mood, which would take her hours to cool down sometimes. But she was very generous and very decent and never sacked anybody, always willing to give people second chances.
I think she was shy. She obviously made most people around her, men and women, nervous. And for that reason, you would always go in at your best, because you wouldn't want to walk in and suffer the assault by her intelligence.
أنا إلى حد الآن من أنظر إلى ذها، رغم أنه أنا أدرس، أنا أتعلم. فذها هي معلمة الأجيال القادمة.